again. Today's date is October 14th, 2022. It's a Friday. Hey, let me preface this by saying this is not financial advice. This is my own personal blog. You're following me along with my own journey. You are listening or watching to one bird's thoughts. So this is entertainment. Hence, you see this costume. Are you not entertained? And wow, what a crazy week MMTLP had. It saw highs of like 750, and then it immediately came down pretty quickly. This was partially due to the fact that there were lots of trading groups trying to swing this. They heard about MMTLP and took advantage of the volatility, so they tried to swing it. There was at least 2 different groups trying to swing this trade. There could have been more. In addition, Elephant Analytics from Seeking Alpha came out with a bearish piece on metamaterials and consequently MMTLP, that's the preferred share. Currently, I have a bet going on with Elephant Analytics. Our bet is until March of 2023. And Elephant Analytics thinks that the Oro Grande, the final closing price of the Oro Grande when it sells, is going to be $300 million. I think it's going to be much higher than $300 million. Okay, as you all know, my minimum price per share that we would get on a sale would be $32. How does that math out? Again, this is my minimum price. The sale price is going to be at least, so that's math, greater than or equal to $9 billion minus 10% for closing costs and holdback fees, which is, it's a good amount. It could be less than that, but I'll say 10% because that was stated in the proxy statement at this point almost 2 years ago. So you're left with $8.1 billion, right? And then there's going to be about 250 NextBridge hydrocarbon shares. Remember, we get 66.5% of that. You can either multiply this by 66.5 and divide it by 165.5 million, or you can just divide it by 250 million NextBridge hydrocarbon shares, and that's how you get $32 a share minimum. Again, like I said, I have always taken into account that there's other parties involved besides Torchlight. So Elephant Analytics says it's going to be $300 million. I say the sale price is going to be at least $9 billion. What are we wagering here? Well, if either one of us is right, would the wrong person really pay out? So I decided to bet some egos and public humiliation because that's a bit more fun. If I am right, Elephant Analytics must don on his finest avian regalia, aka a bird suit, a bird costume, and he must make a video saying that I was right. If Elephant Analytics is correct, I will wear an elephant costume. I'll make one. I'll make an elephant costume, and I'll say that he was correct. Bird Lady, do you have any sewing experience? I have quite a bit of sewing experience. In fact, I made this chicken plushie, so I've quite a bit of sewing experience. I made this guy like 4 years ago. So yeah, I had the sewing skills. Elephant costume isn't going to be too hard to do. We both came to this agreement. How fun. Going forward, again, we expected MMTLP to do this until the S1 rolls out. So once the S1, the dates finally get put on there and the S1 solidified and there's dates, I tend to do this. Whoop. So I'm very excited. And of course, I do have a minimum sell price on my MMTLP. I have been moving my sell price up. Like I said, I work in logs because a lot of things in nature occur in logs. A lot of people, they love to cite Fibonacci. In fact, the Fibonacci sequence itself is called the logarithmic spiral. It does move in a logarithmic fashion as well. Like I said, things tend to move in a log fashion in nature, so hence I will move in a log fashion because I'm natural, despite, I guess, some people thinking that Bird Lady is not natural, that she's an unnatural occurrence. But haha, Little do they know. And given the current, I guess, emails with the Biden administration and Saudi Arabia, I'm thinking that oil is looking better and better. And maybe, to me personally, it looks good to just park my money and collect those quarterly dividends. Hence, my sell prices are kind of going up dramatically as the economy moves forward. Again, this is not financial advice. You're watching One Bird's thoughts. I think the market for oil and gas is, especially American oil and gas, is going to be quite significant as time moves on. In other news, for the Oro Grande, I'll point out the trend is your friend C-Plant. He is on it. He checks those railroad commissions. And as MMTLP was rising, guess what? The permits for the 5th well have been filed. Of course, as I said before, the 2022 drill plan. Number 5 there includes 5 wells for 2022. That's the drill plan. So it looks like things are permitted and we're currently following last year's schedule for drilling. There was a MMTLP Twitter space hosted by Syntax this past week. I wasn't able to make it as I had prior obligations every Thursday evening. But Market Moves, Tony was there and he did record it. And he posted a very interesting find from C-Plant, The Trend is Your Friend. I'll link to his video below so you can listen to that. Link below for Tony Market Moves video about it. Again, I'm the Bird Lady, and what's MMTLP? MMTLP is a preferred share. This preferred share comes from the agreements of the merger, the reverse takeover between Metamaterials and Metamaterial Company, and Torchlight Energy, an oil and gas company who sat on a lot of oil. The agreement was that Metamaterials gets uplisted to the NASDAQ and they take over the ticker symbol. The Torchlight shares get their own thing that became tradable known as MMTLP. A common misconception I'm seeing on Reddit right now is that the benefits of the sale are going straight to Meta. That's incorrect. The benefits of the sale of the oil and gas assets go directly to holders of MMTLP. MMTLP's spinning out into NextBridge hydrocarbons because it'll get it fully off of the Metamaterials balance sheet. But once it spins out, that tie will be severed. So when the sale happens, Meta doesn't have any oil or gas on their books. And the holders of the preferred shares, otherwise known as MMTLP, will benefit from the sale of the Oro Grande. Awesome. There's been, like I said, some misinformation I've been seeing going around. Also, newest fun tactics is we're back to the moldy old oil argument, and it's bad oil. If you are curious about the quality of the oil, there was an investor presentation where Torchlight did post the specific gravity of the oil. It's counted as Texas Light. It's pretty good quality, so they did post the specific gravity of the oil in a few investor presentations. I would not say it's bad oil. Also, I'm hearing the term moldy old oil again because it's been sitting there for millions of years. Okay. Who wants moldy old oil? I always laugh when the moldy old oil argument comes back up. Like I said, they now acknowledge that there's oil there, but oh, it's bad oil. Oh, it's moldy old oil. It's great. It's very entertaining. Okay, guys, that's it for today. Hopefully, the S1 will be released very soon. Until then, expect MMTLP to do this. I know lots of people were very excited about the highs, and then when it dropped down, they panic because when they see a day of red, they panic. People say I wasn't expecting that or to be at that much. Like I said, it's going to be a wild roller coaster. I never tell people don't trade on emotion or get emotional. That's silly because we are emotional creatures. The human experience is filled with emotion. To say don't be emotional, you can't tell people that. It's not going to help them. That's not going to do anything for the situation either. But what you can do is, like I said, know your emotions. Know your emotions. Like, know what makes you happy. Know what makes you sad. Think about it. Are you being irrationally angry here or being irrational? Take a second. Be mindful of the situation. Are you being irrational? Or Or do you have some sort of logical justification for your emotions? There's no shame either in taking pride in doing something either. Or you've made money, there's no shame in taking pride in that. I will see you soon. Goodbye.